Hey, what's happening, Nerdtopia? This is Doolin Dalton.
Steve Wareham.
And we're about to get down and nerdy.
Can someone go ahead and kill that, please? Just stop the track.
Nerdtopia, yo, and we got a freaking podcast. Cruising in the speeder, bullseye, and flipping wombrats. Comics, video games, movies, real life superheroes is what you can expect if you're wired to be weirdo. So we welcome all the newbies and the groupies, flashing boobies in the movies without cooties. And the show, it's got you drooling with this comedy, no fooling. Now presenting you your host is Steve and Doolin. Word, NerdtopiaCast.blogspot.com, Facebook.com/NerdtopiaCast, also YouTube and podcast 38 seconds.
Sorry, I really like that song.
Man, that's you can't, like, as I said last week, you cannot not like that song.
Yeah, well, I know one guy who fucking hates it, so I give him shit about it. It's actually a dude I work with. Like, he can't fucking stand that song.
What's his name?
So his name's John.
Fuck that guy. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. He's
Cool
probably
guy,
a lovely dude.
He's a douche.
He's probably a lovely dude, but John, please. Please, 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 please. That's an awesome song.
So, man, this is episode 2, man. Well, actually, it's officially episode 1 now, I think.
Yeah,
So,
the numbers are going to screw me up, I think.
1, but we lied.
Yeah, that was a big fat lie.
It was episode 0 or the prequel. So this is episode 2, but it's really episode 1. This is more fucked up than a Lucas series, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm glad.
Like George Lucas and Quentin Tarantino, like, fucking set up the arrangements for this episodic order, dude.
I'm glad we have a bunch of math majors.
No, man, but this is it. Like, last week, we kind of threw it out there and introduced ourselves and said, hey, this is who we are, this is what we're going to be doing, and this is like the second night. Like, shit gets real. You know what it is? It's like you went to prison, and on the first night, like, White Power Paul, your cellmate, came in there, and he spent, like, the entirety of the first night just talking to you, and you're like, oh, wow, it's going to be okay. And then on the second night, he just kind of leans over your bunk and is like, drop the pants, motherfucker.
White Power Paul is a dick. I don't like that dude. Yeah, he's going to rape me. Raping is not fun.
Oh, by the way, I'll go ahead and say this, too. So I looked up Magneto on the interwebs.
Oh,
interwebs.
Yeah, okay.
I will have you know, sir, a magneto is an electrical generator that uses magnets to produce an alternating current.
Are you serious? It's an actual word? Like, that's an actual term outside of the comic?
Yes. A magneto is an electrical generator that uses magnets.
Oh, you broke my brain. Oh, no. Oh,
so
man.
Calling him Magneto if you would like.
No, I will, because I've been doing it for 20 years and I still think it's correct. But, you know, I mean, why don't they take some, like, obscure, like, weird reference and be like, we're going to call him Magneto, and it was like, oh, that's going to create a lot of fucking controversy because obviously it should be Magneto, but, like, no, it's a machine that no one knows about. Like, that's not smart. You know what? We'll get Stan on at some point and we'll talk to Stan about it.
Yeah, well, you better do it fast, man, because he's not long for this world.
What are you saying? No. He's got cheat codes, man. He'll live forever.
He's fucking old, dude.
He'll live forever. He'll live forever. Don't worry. You're not a true believer. That's what that shows.
Well, you know, if he's anything like his creations, he won't stay dead for very long.
That's right. They'll bring him back.
It'll be all over the news. Stan Lee is dead, and then, like, 2 weeks later, they're like, well, Stan Lee's back, but it's Stan Lee from an alternate dimension.
The Phoenix Force rises again, true believers.
Only this Stan Lee is evil, and that's interesting, man.
Yeah, that would actually be a good series. Oh, if it's all right with you, I had just one quick thing that I wanted to say before we get started.
Yeah. Go ahead. I
wanted to just kind of put out there. I know I speak for Doolin on this. We're so thankful for the response from that first episode, and that everybody kind of took time out of their busy schedules to listen. You know, and we've been talking about this for a long time. It's like all we ever really wanted to do was entertain. You know, and you guys are giving us a chance to kind of come on and do that. So that's really awesome. We really appreciate it, and hopefully we'll throw these on for a long time to come, completely free of charge.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I was completely blown away by people. Like, people actually wanted to listen to it. So I'm just happy to be doing it, dude. Like, I mean, this is the shit that we do in our free time,
right.
And apparently it's entertaining enough to where people want to listen to it, or they're just fucking hard up for entertainment. One of the two, but either way, you know, they want to listen to it, so I'm thrilled about that, man.
Well, I know you had to work this weekend. Did you get a chance to play either the beta, the Diablo 3 beta, or try out Star Wars?
No, man, I haven't had any time for the gaming, as it were, this weekend. I worked every day this weekend. I actually brought my notepad and a lot of, like, the material and stuff that we'll be working with tonight. I did it while I was at work. Well, of course, I mean, if you know my job, like, I wouldn't call what I do work.
Yeah.
But but between shows and stuff, I would sit there and scribble down, you know, ideas and things like that. So, but no, to answer your question, I didn't get to play any video games. Did you play any of them?
I did. I tried both. First of all, Diablo 3 was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
There seems to be some kind of weird thing with my computer where it just doesn't want to get the graphics right. So I didn't get to play it, you know, to the extent that I would have liked to. But it was fun for what I did get a chance. And then, like, I played Star Wars, and I was so pumped about Star Wars, and I missed the launch. And
I was Republic.
Yeah, and I was big into Warcraft. I mean, I did endgame rating. I was, we took down the Lich King before the expansion and all that other kind of stuff. And it just felt like more MMO to me, man. It was grinding. Like, I played a Jedi Knight, right? What are you looking forward to when you roll a Jedi Knight? I mean, what's the first thing you want?
Fucking lightsaber.
Yeah, you want your lightsaber, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I spent probably 4 to 5 hours on the game grinding out levels. As of level 8, when I stopped, I still had a fucking vibro sword. Yeah, and I was just like, no, I'm done with that. But I got a chance to play Diablo 3. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, I remember like the first one that I played, like, way back when, me and my buddy, because that was when you would get in a room and you could multiplayer with, like, 2 friends. It was
right.
Like 3 people at a time in a room. And, I used to stay up, I was in high school back in those days, and, like, we would stay up till, like, 3 o'clock in the morning, me and my friends, like, playing on the old dial-up connection.
Yeah.
And, yeah, man, it was fun, though. So, you know, man, anything Blizzard does, they know what they're doing, man. They know how to make a good game.
Yeah, just, you know, and it was fun. I was so disappointed in Star Wars. I was like, this, you know, I was really excited about it and got on there and I'm like, can I just get a fucking lightsaber, please? And I thought, you know, I probably should have rolled Sith. That was my problem, because Sith, they probably, like, you know, they come out born with that shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so I guess let's go ahead and get it started, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, first up, I've got the Nerdtopian news. I've got some news I want to report. First of all, before we get going, we'll get the sad shit out of the way first, man. We are indeed one step closer to the apocalypse, man. Dick Clark, it was reported in Nerdtopia. I think Sean Clancy threw it out there. Dick Clark died at age 82.
Yeah, man.
And there's no one to ring in 2013, man.
Yeah.
Well played, Mayans. Well played.
It's sad though, like, honestly, like, and I don't want to, I mean, I'm not trying to sound like a dick, no pun intended, but I went there. You know, it was tough for me to, like, see, because he's like this picture of youth, like, well into his fucking 70s. He's a good looking guy and never seemed to age, and then he had the stroke and, like, he didn't demand, I'm sure he wasn't a prick about it, but, you know, goes back and starts doing the countdown again. You're like, no, this is not how we want to remember you, man. Just stay home. Let Seacrest do it. That's the only time I think in my life I've ever uttered, like, let Seacrest do it. Like, Seacrest can do better than this. You know, you're just like, you don't want to hear the strokey. You don't want to hear the strokey countdown. You know, it's not a good way to ring in the new year.
Hey,
damn it. Well, I mean, all due respect, and that dude has crapped out more accomplishments than I'll ever get. But and you know, nothing but you just kind of wish is like, all right, you know, retire, enjoy your life. You don't need to go out and do all that nonsense. But apparently, yeah, man.
I remember seeing, I mean, at least for like the last, I don't know how, like maybe 10 years now, I remember seeing him. I don't watch I didn't watch the Times Square Rockin' New Year's Eve very often.
I'm always
But I remember
asleep.
watching it like a handful of years ago and just being like, why doesn't God want you, Dick Clark?
I know, right?
You can go home, man. Why are you staying here?
Just go to your home.
Joan Rivers tweeted her condolences on Twitter, obviously, but it was pointless because nobody fucking pays attention to her.
I was about to say,
yeah,
does she have any followers?
Is anyone listening to her anymore? Does she have followers? No, not really.
I go out of my way not to listen to her.
Dick Cork died. I can tweet something and did everybody pay attention to me? It's more like Joan Rivers. Everybody pay it. I can't do a Joan Rivers impression.
Well, that's because no one remembers no one remembers what she sounds like. Has she done anything ever of merit? Like, I know that she was a stand-up, and I know she kind of like started, and real great. Started all the women comedy stuff and whatever. But I mean, besides that, like, does she do anything, or is she just kind of?
Still does. I think she still does like episodes of The Tonight Show in her basement.
Oh, okay. She reminds me.
She gets the neighborhood strays together, like the stray dogs and cats, and brings them down to the basement. She does The Tonight Show.
I think she's wearing a skin suit, like some kind of suit made from other people's skin, because it's stretched so tight around her face.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's her. But man, yeah. Oh God, we should never bring her up again.
I don't think we will.
Yeah, just let her die. Why did you take Dick?
Why not Joe? My God, why?
We'll trade her in a second. God's like, I ain't got room for her.
But fond farewell to Dick Clark, man.
Absolutely.
And now we've got that out of the way, so we'll go ahead and move on. I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but the show of which we are so fond of, Game of Thrones, man, they had a little jab taken at them on Saturday Night Live. It's a few weeks back. I think it was the episode in which Josh Brolin hosted. And it's funny, it was brought to my attention because Jen and I had some friends over last Friday night. And we were sitting around the campfire, and we were talking about Game of Thrones. They've never seen it, our friends. Their names are Melanie and Jerry. They've never seen the show. And we were trying to like pitch it to them, like, no, the show's really badass. But they're very they're good people. They're very devout Christians. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff on the show they would probably not dig, but we were trying to get it to where they would look past that. We're like, oh no, like the story is amazing and it's brilliantly written. And then I had to like throw the disclaimer out there. I was like, well, except, like, well, what? I said, there is a fucking lot of gratuitous sex on this show. And
Yes.
They're like, well, we watched Sopranos when that was on the air, and I was like, no.
Yeah, you don't understand.
No. This is nothing like that. Like, Sopranos is like Sesame Street compared to Game of Thrones.
I'm waiting for Khaleesi to wear those the little dragons as nipple rings, man. I know that's gonna happen in some episode.
Well, she's already been like stark raving naked twice in the show.
With dragons, man.
The character's name is. So Daenerys has already been stark raving naked twice in the show at this point.
Yeah.
And then like you've got a character, I don't remember the dude's name, but he owns a brothel. And he's
Littlefinger.
He looks like what's his name?
Littlefinger. That's what they call him, Littlefinger.
The dude with the mustache?
Yeah, that dude.
He fucking looks like, if he existed in our world, he would be a used car salesman, dude.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Hey, I've come down to Littlefingers. I'm going to give you a deal. We've got free hot dogs and balloons for Mom.
Have you seen any of season 2 yet? No spoilers.
Yeah. In fact, Jen and I just finished it.
Yeah.
We didn't finish it, but we got caught up.
You're caught up. Yeah, he really kind of kicks into gear in the second season, and man, yeah, that dude is just sleaze. Like, the Lannisters are one thing, like, you kind of hate to watch them because they get on your nerves, but that dude's just like gross, dirty. So, I mean, kudos to the actor because, I mean, obviously he's doing his job, but that dude makes my skin crawl.
Oh yeah, he is indeed doing his job, and he is a sleazy, fucking reprehensible character. But without going into that too much. For all of those reasons, Saturday Night Live with Adam Sandberg, they took a little poke at Game of Thrones, and like I couldn't defend it, man. It was pretty dead on, and so I grabbed a clip. So we're gonna play just a little clip from this Saturday Night Live episode. You can go ahead and roll that.
Bear with me, a little bit of lag here.
That's okay. That's right. We've got technical stuff. It's cool. It happens to all the greats, man. Don't worry about it. So while we're waiting, how are you doing? Not you. I'm talking to our listeners. You wanna tell me about your day? Did you get that promotion? You want me to rub your back?
Good versus evil. who to root for. The characters are all so complex.
The success of the show is linked to its 2 creative consultants, author George R.R. Martin.
I'm on set to ensure that the show honors the spirit of my books.
And Adam Friedberg, a 13-year-old boy.
I make sure there are lots of boobs in the show.
Adam is a genius. He can take one look at a scene and know exactly what's missing.
I remember there was this one scene where a dude was talking to himself, and I was like, why don't we add 2 naked ladies just going to town on each other? Let's just say the scene started working.
Adam is a visionary.
No, I can't see any butts in this!
He knows that even when I didn't write sex into a scene, I was definitely thinking about it.
Yeah, that's
it's pretty dead on, man.
Yeah, well, all right. So I had this conversation with your wife too. It was like, don't you feel a little bit, it's a little bit gratuitous, and I mean, to be completely honest, like to me, it doesn't take anything away from the show. So right. I'm like,
well,
yeah,
I'm gonna throw out a counterpoint to that, because there was one episode where I forget which one it was, but it was little again. What's the name of the dude that owns the brothel?
Littlefinger.
Okay. So Littlefinger is like, he's giving away, like, he's talking about important plot shit that's going down, but he's doing it while he's having like 2 of his whores like just sit there and dyke out on each other, and
that was fucking hot.
And shit. And like Jen and I had to go back and watch it like 3 times because we're like, what the fuck was he talking about?
I watched it 3 times
trying to
too.
Pay attention, and there's like, booby rubbing going on and stuff.
Yeah. No, I watched that several times too.
Probably for different reasons.
Yeah, I knew what was going on after the first one. I just kept watching it. That was an amazing scene.
It was a little distracting.
Well, so were like fucking dandelions and shit, like in lilacs while you're walking, down a forest path. There are some things in life that you're supposed to be distracted by, and happily so. It's like
you are full of shit.
Oh man, no, that was wonderful, man.
So if I can get this straight, you're comparing like the gratuitous sex of Game of Thrones to dandelions on a spring day as you're taking a mountain hike.
Fuck yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. I mean,
look. Right, and I think that's we'll leave the conversation at that.
All right,
I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah. I don't think you're going to win, but it's cool.
Fair enough. All right, next story, man. Norwegian serial killer Anders Behring Breivik. I think I have his name pronounced correctly. I don't know if you read about this or not.
I did.
Posted.
Yeah.
Motherfucker killed 77 people, and let me repeat that: 77 people. Fucking 77 people. This guy snuffed out their lives, dude. Like, and almost at that point, admittedly, he's a sick fuck. But yeah. I almost want to stand back and be like, dude, how do you find the time?
Well, there were kids too.
Oh, that's so fucked up.
Yeah, it was some kind of whatever the equivalent would be for like a young Republicans camp over there. Yeah, and they were all kids. Apparently, they were all on an island. There was no place to go. He just walked around.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah,
man.
It was bad.
But of course, wouldn't you know it, he was an avid World of Warcraft player, and so he I guess he had a WoW addiction, and he used his antisocial behavior, like he masked it with a World of Warcraft addiction.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, he's got an addiction playing this game. That's his problem. No, that's apparently wasn't his problem.
Yeah.
So, but and just like in real life, when a serial killer gets captured, the next door neighbor's like, oh, he's so nice. He helped me take out the garbage. He walked my dog for me. It's the same thing. Like his guildmates are like, oh no, he helped me. He did runs with me. He ran a guild. He filled up the guild vault and all this other stuff. Like, he was such a nice guy. But it's fucked up. So I'm sure that you Christian conservatives are going to have a field day with this one, and about how the corrupting power of Satan and the demonic forces of World of Warcraft, as it were.
I bet you it was the skull of Gul'dan that did it. It was that fucking cursed helm the Lich King put on his head.
Well, you don't. That's why you don't fucking wear it.
I know.
Sell it in the auction house.
I know. Yeah, I don't, man.
Unless it's soulbound, I don't know.
Yeah. You can't, like, I've met people. Yeah, like I said, I used to really be into endgame rating and stuff, and I've met people that you can tell it's like outside this little sliver of society, you probably don't function that well.
Right.
And there, I mean, it's peppered with it, which, to me, I think this is more of a, like, it's more of a cool kind of place because they have people on their same wavelength to interact with and whatnot. Right. So I kind of wonder, like, with people like that are, really antisocial and, kind of fucked up in the head, and this is their outlet, like, how many people does that kind of save, because that gives them a little bit of social outlet to kind of go through? So I don't know, man. I can see both ends of it, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And and the thing about it is, when you have any kind of popular activity, as with World of Warcraft, and you have millions and millions of people that do it, a few of those millions are bound to be fucked up in the head, man. It's just playing the percentages.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the same thing, like, I know back in the 70s, there was some shit with some really troubled kids that played Dungeons and Dragons, and they linked it to the occult, and then, the game of Dungeons and Dragons has never quite recovered from that.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, like, World of Warcraft, as far as, like, in the Christian conservative community, and, like, Magic the Gathering and all those games, those have always kind of had that stigma placed on it, and like I said, this is just another way for them to kind of to shoot at it. But I don't think it's going anywhere, so they can fire at it all they want. It's just very sad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not. It's just people look for scapegoats. Bad shit happens in life, and then they want to find something.
Gotta blame somebody.
Yep.
Well, moving on. May 4th is the day, but man, we've got the Avengers coming out. So we're less than 2 weeks away, man, and I am rock hard for this.
Yeah. It's everything. I've not heard one negative review for this movie yet from people who've already seen it.
Yeah, did you hear Garmin's bit about it?
Oh yeah, and I mean, he's a comic guy too, so he's going to be harder than anybody on it, and he's flipping out.
What we are.
Yeah. So, man, I don't know. It's hard for me not to, like, I dug most of the, well, I'd say all of the, the lead up movies, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think there was a bad one in the bunch. I know a lot of people didn't like Thor. I thought Thor was great. I liked every last one of them. So to me, I mean, this is kind of icing on the cake.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So I'm excited about it, but superherohype.com has also reported. Here's a little extra incentive to go see it. There's going to be some new footage for Dark Knight Rises released as a trailer with the Avengers.
Oh, weird.
Yeah,
kind of like
excited about that.
Yeah, a DC Marvel kind of co-op thing. Well, I guess
Well, I mean, where else? That's a good place to advertise your movie. Though,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
I mean, who's going to go see the Avengers that isn't going to go see Dark Knight? So.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely planning on seeing both. I'm not as much as, like, I'm not somebody who gets stage fright or clams up in front of people or whatever, but, like, I don't like being in large groups of people for some reason. It just kind of weirds me out. So
I'm the same way.
Yeah, so I'll probably wait until a few days after it's released to go catch a matinee or something when I'm off. But yeah, it's and I don't like to be bothered during those movies either, because they're so big and you don't want to catch, you don't want to miss anything, and so yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I don't know if it'll be on release, but it'll be really close.
All right, and while we're on the subject of the Avengers, and I'll just go ahead and throw this out here real quick because we're gonna stay on the Avengers for a few minutes. Casting rumors, we're looking at Guy Pearce in Iron Man 3.
As who?
The role, the character's name is called Dr. Aldrich Killian. And I Googled him. I didn't really see much about him except for the fact that it was a character that's going to be in Iron Man 3. So I don't really know too much about it. But he's a freaking phenomenal actor, dude. I love that guy.
Yeah, no.
Memento, and then on top of that, you have Ben Kingsley cast in it as well at this point. So, it's shaping up to be a good movie, man. So whatever they do with the Avengers, they're not this. I mean, this is like sort of the climax of it, but they are not done with that franchise yet, man. They're gonna make a couple million more off of it before it's all said and done.
That's good.
We're looking at Iron Man 3. We're looking at Captain America 2. We're looking at Thor 2. And I'm willing to bet if they keep that going, man, we'll see an Avengers 2.
That's awesome. You know, the one thing that kind of bugs me about the whole Nolan Batman run, and I know these things, especially the Batmans, are so like, you know, are so kind of in-depth, and they work on it until it's perfect, so it takes a couple years to get all these out, but it's like you just want to have him keep doing Batmans. Like, don't stop at 3. Continue to do them. You know, they're already planning, from what I heard, I think they're already planning, after Nolan's done, another Batman reboot.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, I mean, kudos to the guys that are doing the Marvel stuff right now. Like, go ahead and just keep chunking them out, because the franchise is in good hands. But, you know, I mean, I would love for Nolan to stick around, you know, make a few more. Make them until people don't want to watch them anymore. You know,
what you have here with, like, the Avengers franchise is it's not just one franchise. You've got, like, 4 different franchises of movies there, possibly more kind of rolled up into one. So even if you bomb one, you've got 3 other movies you could possibly save it with.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, I don't want to see them screw up Batman again, like after what they did with it with the last franchise they had, and they pulled it back and they've saved it, and I don't want to see it go downhill again, man. So Christopher Nolan, at least this franchise will be safe because Christopher Nolan is closing the door on it.
Well, yeah,
and if they want to do anything else with it, that's fine, but that's not his franchise, and they can't possibly do anything with it.
Well, remember, you know, I mean, we didn't. That was like Spider-Man, I guess, would be the first good superhero movie. So before the first Spider-Man, you know, years and years, you would judge those superhero movies by, you know, well, if you came out and said, well, it didn't suck, you know, that was a win. You know, I remember coming out of it was either X-Men or X-Men 2, coming out of it was like, well, I didn't hate it. And so, you know, to me that was like, and then, you know, they start throwing the Batman ones at you and you're like, these are fucking incredible. Somebody can do something with a superhero movie. It's like, you know, don't abandon a good thing, especially right now. You know, it's so hard to make money in Hollywood. These people are at least making the studios a little bit of coin. So stick it out for a while, man. You don't need to take that stuff. We have so little right now. You know, just don't take what we have, okay? The economy's down. Leave us, Batman.
Well, anyways, going back to Avengers, man. May 4th is the release date. Here's a little fun fact for you, Steve. May 4th is not the release date for the only Avengers movie.
Are you talking about the Connery one?
No.
Oh,
Rule 34 strikes again, sir.
Avengers XXX. It took me a second there. Yeah, so that
the porn parody, Avengers XXX, the porn parody, is also going to be released on May 4th.
Awesome. I will be watching both of those. That one I can watch from home.
I've got the cast lineup for you. You ready for this?
Oh yeah.
Okay, we've got Brandon Miller as Thor.
Okay, all right.
I mean, I don't know who most of these people are, but still, I'm going to chuckle at him.
Okay.
Jordan Lee as Hulk.
Oh, okay, that's a stretch. Okay, go ahead.
Danny Cole as the Scarlet Witch.
I think that goes without saying.
Lexi Swallow as Ms. Marvel.
Wow. I can't, you know, when they tapped Lexi Swallow for Miss Marvel, I really thought to myself, I said, you know, that may be more of like a, I don't know, Jenna Jameson kind of, you know, Janine kind of thing. But Lexi Swallow, I can see she could really do something with that part, I think.
I really loved her work in Backdoor Bitches 7.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely the best of the franchise.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just saying that was the best of the franchise. Go ahead.
Brooklyn Lee as Black Widow.
Okay.
Dale DeBone as Iron Man.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Is Nick Fury black in this one?
I don't think I got. No, I think he's a white dude. I didn't get his name. He is in it.
Man.
I didn't get like all the cast. I just got like a handful of them.
You're getting
Vander Corvus as Spider-Man.
Oh, the web slinger, huh? That'll be interesting. He's
You know
just shooting web everywhere. Yeah.
Okay, Here's the last one. I saved the best for last. This one's gonna make you chuckle. You ready?
Yeah.
The China as She-Hulk.
Oh my God, no! Put it away. Put it away. No one wants to see that.
WWE's China. Well, no longer WWE's China as She-Hulk.
Oh, put her behind the Great Wall, man. We don't need to see that. That's gross.
Yeah, that's apparently what she's fallen to, dude. She does porn now.
Well, hey, you know what?
Like
we all need to check, right?
Well, she started doing like reality television after like her wrestling career went south, and then she did she was in an episode, or not an episode, I'm sorry, she was in an issue of Playboy, and then she put out a sex video, and then I think after that it just kind of went like, well, may as well fuck on film now.
It was like, you know, it was like, well, they had the One Night in Paris, and so the title with Paris Hilton, so the title of China's was called One Night in China, which is funny because the Chinese Tourism Council actually asked them to stop printing that movie because no one was fucking going to China.
Are you serious?
No, but I mean, I would assume that something like that would happen.
I mean, I didn't know.
It's like, this is what it's like in China. Big bitches try to swallow you in China.
Oh God!
It's like, no, we don't need that. We don't, you know. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, that probably is what started, like, you know, the U.S.-Chinese relations probably really cooled off at that point. It's like, hey, we don't want any of this, America. Just leave your big swollen bitches over there.
So that's happening. The Avengers XXX porno.
I'm gonna watch it. I think I'm gonna watch it.
Why not? Why not watch it, man?
Yeah.
Like, it'll be funny.
We're grown adults. Like, I think you have to. I think even if it's just for, like, just to be able to say, you know, I watch both versions of that movie, and I can definitively say the non-porn version was better, because you never know. I mean, they may make something like in the porn world that is like incredible and really, you know, takes the characters to new dynamic heights, and we miss that because, you know, there's just there's a little fucking in it, you know.
Right. It'd be funny if, like, they have a guest appearance by the Thing of the Fantastic Four, and he just comes in and you start on the desk, and he's like, "All right, it's sucking time."
Yeah. Oh, you know who would be, now this guy isn't doing much. This would be a perfect casting for the porn version of Nick Fury, is David Hasselhoff. Think about it.
What else is he gonna do now?
I know, but he would be a good Nick Fury, especially in a porn version. I think I could cast that so much better, man. I really could.
All right. Well, let's move on. Warner Brothers has announced a director for the big screen adaptation for Lobo.
Oh, they're making that?
They're making a Lobo film.
That's kind of obscure, but I mean, it's cool, but.
Oh, I'm glad they're doing it.
Yeah.
I think they need to tap into their obscure characters a little
Sure.
bit. Like, I've been saying that for a while. So, I mean, while I've never actually read Lobo, I will go see the movie just because it's a more obscure superhero, and it's not something that's been done a lot. So, yeah, I'll definitely go see that. But director Brad Payton will be directing it. I don't really know who the fuck he is, so I looked him up on IMDb. He's the director of Journey to the Mysterious Island.
Oh, okay.
And Cats and Dogs too. So, you know, there's that.
Yeah. Cats and Dogs.
So anyway,
is it going to be animated?
No, this is live action.
Live action. Do they have a Lobo yet?
I don't believe they do. No, but I will. I'll definitely keep you posted on it.
That'd be fun to watch. You know, either way.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the Nerdtopian Weekly Poll. This week I posed the question: who was the most annoying video game character of all time? So we had I think there was like 8 responses to it. I kind of left it open, so we'll kind of just run down the list real quick. With 1 vote, we had Tails from the Sonic series. Don't know if you ever played that or not.
Yeah, no, I mean Tails. I can see it. I mean, I could see the annoying factor of it, but yeah, all right, fair enough.
All right. 1 vote with Bald Bull.
That was my fucking vote. I hated that dude.
1 vote for OG Loke, I guess from the San Andreas series.
Yeah.
I don't really remember. I didn't play San Andreas a whole lot, so I looked. I was like, all right, let me find out what makes this fucker so annoying. So I looked him up on YouTube maybe to find a clip, and I guess there's a scene in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas where he's rapping.
Yeah.
And so I brought in a clip from it. If you want to go ahead and play it, I'll let you go ahead and cue that up and find out.
Yeah, homie. It's your man OG Loc in the place. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to bust it off for you a little something like this. Hey yo, my man CJ. Yo, my man CJ, step in the play. Yo, this is for you, dog. OG. Let me hear you say OG. Hey, what's dope, baby? Hey, it's dope, baby. It's dope. I'm the man in the place.
It's ear rape. Stop it. Turn it off.
Yeah.
So I think he's earned his vote. I think he's earned his vote.
Fair enough.
Moving on, we've got the birds from Ninja Gaiden. Now, this is kind of an obscure one, but I do remember the birds from Ninja Gaiden. They were fucking annoying.
Yeah, no, that's that one's a little bit beyond me.
Well, what they would do is they would come at you while you were trying to like jump over like a pitfall or whatever.
Yeah.
But they came at you from like random points. Like they would have random attack patterns. It was all randomized. Like there was no fucking pattern to it. And then instead of just like zipping across once and being off the screen, they'd like loop around and take another swipe at you. And you never knew which fucking direction they were going to come from.
Yeah.
They would hit you, like they would time it. They would hit you while you were jumping over the pitfall and then knock you into the pitfall and you were done.
Yeah.
It was pretty fucking annoying. So that one definitely earns its vote. The Resident Evil AI, or Resident Evil 5 AI, that's also with one vote. Never played Resident Evil. From everything that I heard, they were pretty annoying. Parappa the Rapper.
Now, I've never played any of these games.
Okay, well, that's all right. Well, Parappa the Rapper, like, it was kind of a kid's game where essentially all it was is he was a little dog and he had on his little beanie and there would be levels and he'd sit there and rap, and it was kind of almost like a DDR sort of thing where you'd have to press buttons in the correct succession, and he would rap, and if you fucked it up, then he would start rapping worse and worse, and eventually he would get booed off the stage. So in a lot of ways, it was very much like the first Dance Dance revolution for back then. I think it was on PlayStation when it came out, and I remember I played the demo for it, and I thought it was alright. Like I played like the first level, really played a whole lot. I thought he was kind of a cute little dog, and it was fun. But like there was a lot of fuckers that just hated this guy, man. It got 5 votes for Parappa the Rapper. Like nobody fucking liked him. So yeah, I guess he comes in at number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. At number 2, Navi the Fairy from Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, I knew that one would generate some response there.
That one, I voted for that one, man.
Yeah.
Fuck that bitch. She's fucking annoying.
Hey, listen!
Hey, fuck you! Fighting a Snappos, you whore.
No, Navi, you listen. You don't call the shots around here. You're tiny.
And then finally at the top of the list, the dog from Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
Fuck that ungrateful bastard.
Yeah, no, I saw somebody made the good point. Is like, I don't know one person who hasn't played this game and tried to shoot that damn dog. I did, man. I won't lie. I tried to shoot him every time.
He fucking laughs at your failure. Like, he's supposed to be your hunting buddy, and like every time you miss, he jumps up and laughs at you, and then disappears before you can shoot him.
Man's worst friend. Like, you're a bad friend, dog.
So anyway, so that was the Nerdtopia Weekly Poll. I'll try to post one of those a week, and we can kind of review them as the week as we dwindle down to the end of the week. So moving on, I remember last week we talked about real life superheroes, man, and I had mentioned that there was we were talking about Phoenix Jones, and I told you that there was Crimson Fist in Atlanta. And so I went to the website, and I kind of pulled up a couple of things. So we've got real life superheroes from different points in the country, and here, I mean, there's a bunch of them. I only kind of pulled up a few of them, but one of them, the ones that kind of stood out, Mr. Extreme, spelled Xtreme.
Oh, boo.
Mr. Extreme. He operates out of San Diego, California. He wears body armor as he patrols the streets, and his secret origins, if you will, all it said was that he was the victim of a violent crime and decided he had finally had enough. So he formed the Extreme Justice League, and they patrol the streets of San Diego, California. If you see his picture, dude, like, he looks like fucking Don Quixote. Like, he pieced his costume together, like, from a junkyard and was like, all right, let's go beat some ass.
Yeah, that's, like I said, well, Phoenix was like an Ultimate Fighter or something, right?
He is. He still is. He's an MMA fighter.
Yeah, so, like, all right, he kind of has, he can go out there and kind of handle himself. You get some dude out there dressed like Don Quixote, that's not going to strike fear into, like, the criminal underbelly. That's going to be like, yeah, go chase some windmills, motherfucker.
Moving on, Thanatos, a.k.a. the Dark Avenger. Now, he operates out of Vancouver, so he is one of those Canadians.
Yeah, a lot of bad shit go down in Vancouver.
Well,
do they need a vigilante up there?
But, like, I have to read this to you because this is from the website reallifesuperheroes.com.
All right.
And if you go to the website, like, they have professional pictures that they've taken,
glamour shots and shit.
Yeah, they have like glamour shots of all these things, and then they've like photoshopped them to make it look all comic booky and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then they have writers that like have written a little excerpt on the superheroes.
Okay.
And this is kind of funny. So it's all dark and dramatic and shit until you get to the end. And I'll just go ahead and read it. I'll read it in like my comic book narrating type, like very Dark Knight-esque kind of voice. So this is from the website. Part of the biography of Thanatos, the Dark Avenger. Here we go. There are good reasons to be afraid of the dark, but not for Thanatos, the Dark Avenger. Make no mistake, he will not go gently into that good night. Rather, he regularly plunges headlong into a pitched battle he characterizes as a war for good against evil. In the whirling vortex that is Vancouver, BC's notorious intersection of Hastings and Main Street.
Oh, God.
Wait for it. There are no tourists or sightseers there. No casual passerby. No. This is where the city has been rounded up and corralled, the disenfranchised, the disillusioned, the despairing men and women for whom life holds little hope beyond the next fix. And there, in that devastating mix of the half-waking, half-dead, Thanatos makes his rounds, delivering his bundles of plastic sheets to protect against the cold and rain, dry socks, jars of peanut butter and jam, and perhaps a can of meat that can be opened by hand, the most basic of human necessities.
That's the fucking Dark Avenger?
That is Thanatos, the Dark Avenger.
Listen, hold on. No, stop. If your name is fucking Thanatos, you better have shanked a dude at some point. You can't go around. That's like saying, it's like going to I work at a fucking bank. I go in one day and they're like, hey, Steve, what's going on? I was like, no, dude. I'm not Steve anymore. Fucking call me Thanatos. It's like, why? Because that's who I am now. I'm fucking Thanatos. Well, what happened to make you Thanatos? I don't know. I felt like being Thanatos for a while. I'm the Dark Avenger. Here's some fucking peanut butter that I have. It's like, no, oh, no, that's bad. That's bad. Ugh, no, I'm not happy about that.
So moving on, I pulled up Nyx. Her name is Nyx, N-Y-X. She is a New York superheroine.
Okay, N-Y, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All right, so I pulled up, and I won't lie, like I pulled up her profile because like she is fucking hot, dude.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she's sexy, man. As a matter of fact, like I clicked on her profile. I was like, this chick looks like a prostitute, man. Like her superhero getup, she looks like a prostitute. So I pulled it up, and it's like her, like she dresses in leggings and mesh and like a push-up bra and like knee-high, like these knee-high little kid leggings. I kid you not, man. And so I started reading her bio, and tell me if this doesn't sound like a prostitute masquerading as a superhero, or like a prostitute with a superhero theme. The night has many faces, but none more intriguing than that of Nyx, a real-life superhero who is active in and around the New York City and northern New Jersey areas. Maybe I should use my sexy voice. Hold on. Clad in black, with striped leggings and a distinctive red mask, Nyx sets out to do her patrols and homeless outreach in a mysterious and stealth-like manner. Like the night, I cannot be proven or disproven to a certain degree, and also much like the night, when morning comes, there will be no trace of me.
Fucking Nyx isn't doing outreach, she's doing reach-arounds, man. Like that, I'm telling you right now, like, that's a whore.
Yeah, that's what I said, man. Like,
she may be a really well-meaning whore. You know, maybe she's a whore for like the disenfranchised or something. Maybe she's cut rate, you know. But that's a whore.
And, like, look at her picture, man. Like, she looks like she's walking the streets. I'm not kidding.
Well, good for her. You know, she's saving the world one blowjob at a time. You know, somebody needs to be out there doing it.
All right, here we go. Z, dude known simply as Z. Like,
as a letter.
This is the motherfucker you might not want walking the streets, man. Like. I'll give you a little background on Z. He works out of Brooklyn. So right away, like you don't.
Does he know Nyx?
What's that? He might. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Right away, you don't want to. He's from Brooklyn. You don't want to fuck with him.
Yeah. All right.
So he began before the superhero movement started. He began in 2001 patrolling the streets, looking to engage the criminal element to tame the fires inside my head. He said.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like, already he's fucked up. He just wants to go out and, like, fuck some bitches up. So he wears this black battle armor, and he goes out patrolling looking for a fight. And he's kind of hit a low point. He's had 2 attempted suicides, and at this point he's decided that if he's going to go out, he's taking a motherfucker with him.
Z for Zaz. That's fucking Victor Zaz. I guarantee you.
Yeah, don't. If you see Z, guy, if anybody listens to this and you're in Brooklyn, you see Z,
run the other way, man.
Don't fucking break into cars. Don't rape bitches.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Here we go. This is another one that kind of tickled my fancy. Soundwave and Jetstorm. Sound like they ought to have superpowers with those kind of names, man.
Are they 2 dudes? Wait, are they 2 dudes?
They're 2 kids. I guess like mom and dad thought that this would be cute. Like, let's have our kids become superheroes.
Both boys?
So the 2 siblings. I think they're both boys. Yeah, I kind of skimmed it. So they're siblings, and here's what it said. I kind of cut a little bit out because it gets kind of lengthy, but here's what reallifesuperheroes.com says about them. It said that heroes come in all sizes, and Soundwave and Jetstorm are testimony to that. Whereas many real-life superheroes cite their childhoods as the genesis of what would become their adult activities, these 2 have chosen to exercise their altruistic impulses while they're kids. If you can walk, you can help anyone out, says Soundwave, and Jetstorm is quick to agree, adding, anyone can do it, except babies, of course. And while Jetstorm may have a lot in common with his older sibling, particularly as regards to community service, there is nothing at all shy about his sheer bundle of energy. I like working with kids, giving people food, toys, and making sure they have power in their houses. And running so fast, even a race car can't beat me, he declares with his usual enthusiasm.
I'm pretty sure a race car could beat him.
Hold on, wait a minute. And what does he like best about his life as a hero? I like my costume. The cape, the silver and blue look really cool. The sunglasses, because they protect my eyes. And when I take them off and look at the sun, it's too bright. I like it all.
Oh.
And what do they see for the future of the team? We want to keep doing charities, meeting people, and going on missions. Like, motherfucker, what missions are you going on?
Yeah.
Like, why don't you go patrol this? Why don't you and your little brother go patrol the streets of Brooklyn at midnight and see what?
Yeah, you battle Z. That's you knock that motherfucker out. I will be impressed. Or go get blown. Go talk to Nyx.
Oh man, there was a couple more of them. But I think we'll move on.
Yeah, that goes to. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, I don't want to forget this because I thought it was so awesome. Chris Ulfric Hall's what did you call it? The NerdtopiaCast.
Yes, I love it.
With the Deadpool picture, that was epic, man. So big props to him for doing that. But it all just goes to prove it, man. You know, like I said, if you're walking around a city in a cape and tights and you're not beating fuckers up, it's like you're doing something wrong. You know, yeah. I mean, don't hand out soup. It's like, you know, even if I was homeless and like this is my last thing to eat, and some fucker walks up to me, like, I'm gonna be like, listen, thanks, but no thanks. I'm gonna die over here with dignity. All right.
Have some tomato soup, citizen.
It's like, no. Obviously, the tomato soup has done something to your brain. I don't need it, you know, robbing me of what I've got left, if anything, at this point.
Right. Oh, well. All right, so we'll go ahead and move on from that. I made a promise this week, man. I promised that we were going to play the unlikely sequel game.
Okay. Fair enough.
I think what we'll do is we'll throw it out, and each of us will you want to do two?
Yeah, let's do two of them.
We'll do two. Do two each? All right, because I know we're how are we doing on time?
Oh, we're at 50 minutes already.
Well, if we run a little over,
Yeah.
I'm not too concerned with it. But anyway, so the Nertopian sequel game, and what we had a thread going on. We were making jokes about like the most unlikely sequels that could possibly occur.
Right.
And so I kind of made a list of them, and I asked you to do the same. So we'll do two of them each.
Gotcha.
You want me to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I can go first. All right. What about Titanic 2?
Okay, Titanic 2. I got this one. Okay, Titanic 2. Okay, Titanic 2 is gonna. We're gonna pick up. And by the way, we're giving you the plot of this movie that'll never fucking happen. So, okay, Titanic 2 is gonna start, and Rose is gonna be approached by. It's gonna take place like right after the first one because she's fucking ancient. Like she's gonna die.
Yeah. You gotta get that movie.
Be approached by a scientist. We'll fucking cast Christopher Lloyd.
Okay.
Like, we won't call him. Yeah, we won't call. It'll be a time travel thing. We won't call him Doc Brown. We'll call him like Doc Black. But very obviously Doc Brown.
Sure.
So he's created like a time portal to go back to major historical events, but because of like quantum hoop mumbo jumbo bullshit, it's got to be someone who was actually present at the event. And as of like at this point, like Rose has got to be the last fucking living survivor of the Titanic at this point in time. So they're testing this, and they can only go back to so many of them. So this was a major event in history, and she's old, and she doesn't really freaking have anything to lose at this point. So like they throw her back to the Titanic, and she goes in the doobly-doo machine, and she goes there, and she finds herself like wandering the halls of Titanic, like all nostalgically and shit. And she wanders. How about this? She wanders into the room where Leonardo DiCaprio, Jack, he's sleeping there and stuff. And she's like so overwhelmed to see him, and she just kind of has like an Alzheimer's flashback. And she totally just like molests him in his sleep, like old
and everything.
Yeah, like all old and withered, and like and no cutting away either. Like we're gonna see all withered. Yeah, we're gonna see it all, man. And he's gonna be like kind of like half sleeping, half not, like. Yeah.
A withered rose.
And then, like, finally, what's that?
I said it's a withered rose.
Oh, yes, it's an old withered rose. And she's fucked. And he's going to wake up, and he's going to be, like, so freaking disgusted. Like, oh, God, don't do that. That's freaking gross. No. And something's going to happen, like, as he's, like, throwing up and escorting her out of here. Anyways, long story short, she, at this point, will have altered history so that he never gets his chance to, like, go meet Rose. Like, I think, if I remember correctly, like, isn't she about to kill herself?
Oh, dude. Yeah, I've never seen that movie.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that, like, he finds her as she's, like, about to throw herself over the railing or whatever.
Yeah, no. I never watched that movie out of principle. I always said, like, the only girl that could get me to watch it, sit down and watch a 3-hour movie, I would marry. So I've offered Erica, I said, if you want me to, I'll sit down and watch that movie. And she's like, no, I would never put you through that. So, that's not my thing.
So yeah, so she fucks it up, and Leonardo DiCaprio doesn't go out on the balcony that night and stop Rose from killing herself, because I'm pretty sure that's the way it went down, and subsequently just blinks out of existence. Bloop. The end.
I'm pretty sure that would that may be one of those things where, like, come back and fucking Hitler's president because Rose never
the butterfly effect.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right, the butterfly effect. I always got that and the Mothman prophecies confused. I don't know why. I think it's just because they're both
butterfly
bugs.
moth.
Yeah, fair enough. All right.
So there you go, guys. There's your Titanic Tuesday.
Okay.
All right. I've got a list up here. So if you don't want to do it, you can just say pass.
Okay, go.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Last Samurai Part 2, Samurai and Aliens.
Samurai and Aliens?
Yeah, Last Samurai 2.
Oh, badass.
Samurai
Okay.
and Aliens.
All right, fair enough. Fuck medieval Japan, right? We're going to future dystopian Japan. Okay? And so we, like, fucking, I'm not even sure Tom Cruise should be in this, because you already established that he's old. And now, like, this is the future, so I'm not sure how that time link would work. But anyway, so we go to, like, Japan 2300 or whatever, and everything's all kind of fucked up. And, like, and there's been, like, bombs and shit that have gone off. So now, like, there's, like, people have rejected technology, and they're going back to old samurai times and wearing all their samurai swords and whatever. And, maybe you do put Tom Cruise in it, but you film this when he's 80. And he's all wrinkly and old and just, like, really terrible looking, because when age hits that dude, it's gonna hit him fucking hard. So
okay.
so you put old ass Tom Cruise in there, right? And then and you team him up with Sam Jackson, and you make it a buddy cop samurai movie. And then you put in, so Sam Jackson, you call him Rick Fury, right? So there's also that tie into the Marvel universe. But they're in dystopian future Japan that has rejected technology, so technically they're back samurais, and then all of a sudden you see the fucking Brainiac fleet, like, right across the skies, right? And so fucking Brainiac comes down and he's like, fuck you, Last Samurai. And then Tom Cruise is like, no, fuck you, Brainiac. And then they get in, like, this katana battle and shit. and then fucking old Rick Fury, Sam Jackson pulls out a lightsaber and just and then, like, you could have Darth Maul come in, and then there's just a big fucking battle and credits.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I thought it was good. Yeah. All right, I got another one for you.
All right, give me one.
Armageddon 2.
Armageddon 2.
Yeah, since we didn't say everything we needed.
There's another fucking rock coming for the Earth.
Yeah. There's a second rock.
All right, so Armageddon 2, subtitle, another giant fucking rock.
Right.
Okay, so Billy Bob, whatever his fucking character was, Billy Bob Thornton.
Right.
I'm gonna, from here on board, I'm just gonna refer to characters by the actor's name.
Fair enough, because I don't remember the character names.
Billy Bob summons Ben Affleck back to NASA and informs him that there's another giant fucking rock heading for Earth in less than 1 week. We'll give him 4 days. So in 4 days, he's got to round up the crew and Michael Clark Duncan and Owen Wilson. And but see, this time they're gonna call on extra help. They're gonna need extra help because we don't have Bruce Willis in there anymore. So we got to get some star power in this. So we're gonna say Zach Galifianakis is gonna be in it, and he's gonna play a stoner.
Okay.
He's a complete stoner pothead loser, right? But he's got one special skill, and that is he's at Microsoft Space Shuttle Navigation Simulator. He's the best there's ever been. So they're gonna pull him in there. Like, he can do it better than anybody in the world. But when they run the test, he sucks. And he's like, well, I have to be really high. I'm high when I play this game. And that's going to be kind of his spinach. Like, he's got to get high to successfully navigate this crew to save the world.
Okay, completely plausible plot. I got you.
Yeah. So we got Ben Affleck in there, and he's saying goodbye to Liv Tyler. Only, you know what? Liv Tyler didn't sign on for this role, so it's fucking Miley Cyrus. she's reprising the Liv Tyler role.
I like it.
So,
okay.
Yeah, just for funsies. So they rocket into space. Where once again, because we're just rehashing the plot from the second one, they're gonna dock with the Russian space station. But you know what? Since fuck that other guy. Like, let's put in like Dolph Lundgren as Ivan Drago, and he's at the space station.
Okay.
So anyways, so they're in the space station and they're gassing up, and something goes wrong. You know what? Here's what happens. Zach Galifianakis he finds a computer and he's trying to find porn. Like he's trying to search the interwebs for porn.
Okay.
And he accidentally initiates the self-destruct sequence on there, and so the crew has to haul ass back to the shuttle. They lose one ship, lots of Michael Bay explosions, but in somewhere in all of it, Zach Galifianakis loses his pot stash, dude. Like that, and that was it. Like that was what they needed. So it's one of those things where like, oh my god, everybody's okay, and then it's like the fear washes over him. He's like, I left my pot on the station, and
so
like,
he can't get high.
How are we gonna? And then they lose one ship, of course, and they're approaching the asteroid field. And, like, how the fuck are we going to do it? And then so Ben Affleck has to pull him in there and give him a tough love speech. And, like, it wasn't in the pot. The power was in you all along. And, he manages to navigate through the asteroid field in a big, epic type of maneuvering action sequence. But then they land on the asteroid to drill the nuclear bomb into it once again. But here's the fucking problem is that throughout all the chaos, the drill bit has broken, and the extra one was on the other ship. So, and then at that point, it's like, oh my god, like, how are we gonna do this? Like, how are we gonna pull this off? And then there's one crew member in the back who at this point has been like just a completely background character. Like you haven't seen him, and he steps forward, and it's fucking Angus MacGyver.
Okay.
And he's like, I'll fix it. And he goes around and he collects fucking pocket lint, chewing gum, paper clips, and they fix the drill bit. And they go back to Earth, like all triumphant and shit, but it's the planet of the apes.
Oh, that's not right. That's a fucking you Shyamalan in me. You M. Night Shyamalan in me.
I'm totally mind fucked.
Oh, that sucks. I was with you until the Planet of the Apes ending. It's like, damn yous!
Okay, we'll go ahead and we'll speed it up because we've got we got to do one more of these, and I know we're pretty much at time, but
yeah.
There's a couple more things I wanna throw out there before we finish tonight.
Okay.
I've got another one for you. You can choose to pass if you want. Not you can do it. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Bruce Almighty 2 Armageddon.
Bruce Almighty 2 Armageddon. Okay. Now, first of all, if you're gonna I think Morgan Freeman at this point has established that he is God. Like, I mean, for all Hollywood intents and purposes, like if you're casting God and you don't make God Morgan Freeman, you're doing it wrong. So so first you have Morgan Freeman, right? And then
right.
Bruce Almighty's got to be Bruce, so it's got to be Jim Carrey, right?
Right.
You know what you do? You just have Jim Carrey be like, I wish fucking Ben Affleck was stuck on a rock somewhere. Boom. Movie's done. That's all you need. It's just like Jim Carrey's like watching Ben Affleck's career take off and sees he's married to Jennifer Garner, and then he's like, oh, Jenny McCarthy left me and all this other kind of stuff, and posts these creepy videos for Emma Stone. So he's like, I fucking hate Affleck. I wish he was on a big rock. And then boom, there you go. And that segues nicely into your movie. So I think we could probably do one of those compilation series. Like the Avengers. Yeah, this is like the Avengers, except it's with fucking Affleck, so no one will watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Credits.
That was well played, sir. Well played.
Thank you.
So these are movies that can never happen, will never happen, should never happen, but it's fun to speculate on it, man. I know we're running out of time, but speaking of things that could never happen, should never happen. Very few people know this. Apparently, back in 1997, there was CBS did a live-action Justice League TV series, and it never aired because it was fucking horrible. Like there's no Batman, no Superman, no Wonder Woman. The show pretty much consisted of comic book B-listers and C-listers. The lineup, you had The Flash was like the best known person on there. You had Martian Manhunter, Green Lantern, but it was Guy Gardner for Green Lantern, so fuck that guy. Ice, Fire, and the Atom, or Atom, not sure which it is. The central character was Ice, who was, definitely a secondary character to begin with. And it takes place in New Metro, which I guess they didn't want to say Metropolis, because they'd be like, no, there's no Superman. But so in fairness, like, I watched it, and I watched most of it. I couldn't struggle my way through it. But I brought in a clip of the 1997 Justice League TV pilot. Let me go ahead and give you a little setup here. In this scene, the superheroes, I think there's 4 of them, they're all meeting in an alley after an attack from the Weatherman, who I guess is a takeoff of Weather Wizard, which is a Flash villain. But he calls himself the Weatherman. They've just gone around separately saving children, cats, and construction workers who didn't really seem to have enough sense to go inside, despite the fact that the Weatherman told them, like through like a newscast, that he was going to destroy the fucking city today. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's so serious," and then nobody stopped their daily activities. So the superheroes have just prevented this first attack, and meeting in an alley, you have Flash, Green Lantern, Fire, and Atom. And Flash, a.k.a. Barry Allen, in this series, is unemployed. He's lost his apartment, and he has no place to go. And this is a tribute to the great writing in this series. You get to see what great super friends he has. You can go ahead and roll the clip.
Good work, Flash.
Thanks. Who do we save next?
Storm's over. We're done rescuing people for the day. What was that all about? I don't know, but you think that weatherman's for real? Nobody can manipulate the weather. It's impossible. No. Finding a job is impossible. Still no luck? None. And I just lost my apartment. God knows where I'm going to stay tonight.
Silence.
Oh, would you look at the time? How long do you think somebody can listen to that tomorrow before they fall asleep?
Listen, maybe they haven't picked the entire fruit basket.
Phoebe!
What? Oh, I'll do it on the way.
Maybe I still got a student or 2 left. Maybe I'm hitting the one as again.
Homeless Flash. Wow.
It's like, no, you're our crime-fighting partner. Nobody's got a fucking couch for the Flash, man. Like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, that's bad, man.
And I love this line, like, no one can manipulate the weather. It's impossible. So says the fucking superhero that can alter his molecular structure to a superhero that runs at the speed of light.
Oh, I'm glad that didn't run.
Yeah, me too. The special effects. I mean, it's on YouTube if you want to watch it. Like, the special effects are fucking terrible, and it's so poorly scripted. As a matter of fact, comic book writer Mark Waid, you're probably familiar with his work. He's done a lot of Justice League and a number of other comic books. He saw it and said that it was 80 minutes of his life that he'll never get back. So, like, honestly, I think it's probably worse than the Schumacher Batman.
That's bad.
God awful. Oh, man.
All right, man. Anything else going on this week?
What's that?
I said, anything else going on this week?
Yeah, emails. We didn't get any emails.
Oh, okay. Send us some emails.
But, yeah, so we like emails. NerdtopiaCast@gmail.com. If you want to send us anything or, pose a question that have us read it on the air, you can send it there. Steve, I know that we were kind of having some technical issues with iTunes.
Yeah.
As of right now, we're only posting our stuff on YouTube, rather. But if somebody wanted it as a download format, can we email it to them by request or whatever?
Absolutely. Get in touch with me. Either send an email to our email inbox, or if you have access to me personally, just shoot me something and I will email out an MP3 of
and then you can put it on your iPod.
Absolutely.
Fantastic, man. Well, let's go ahead and take it home, man. I'm Doolin Dalton.
I'm Steve Wareham.
Thanks for nerding out with us, guys. Peace.
Do